Majesty the Sultan kindly conferred the Royal Order of Commendation Third Class to the following media professionals: Ibrahim bin Amr al-Yahmadi, Hassan bin Salam al-Farsi, Muhammad bin Ali al-Marjibi, as recognition by His Majesty for their media activities and kind contributions that have served the onward march of the Omani media. His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Nasser al-Harrasi, Minister of Information, stressed that the kind royal gesture from His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq in granting the Royal Order of Commendation Third Class to a number of Omani media men is an honor to Omani media with its various written, audio-visual and electronic media establishments. His Excellency said in a statement to Oman News Agency that His Majesty the Sultan's honoring of these media men came to celebrate the real, serious and constructive media, which carries the national message, provides knowledge and spread positive values that serve the interests of the homeland and the citizens. From their side, honored media men expressed their happiness for this kind royal gesture from His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. They voiced their appreciation for this honoring that embodied the care and attention accorded by His Majesty to Omani media and all those working on the field. The royal honoring of a number of Omani media men comes in continuation of support given to Omani media and for what it had achieved of developments and modernization in different sectors. Since the dawn of the blessed Renaissance, the Omani media, with all its tools and well-qualified cadres, has contributed in conveying the message of love and peace to the world, covering events with transparency and neutrality, and serving the comprehensive development process in the country. In 1974, late His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, may Allah rest his soul in peace, inaugurated the Madinat al-I'lam Media City to be the voice of the Renaissance and development. Omani newspapers and magazines also kept pace with the comprehensive development process witnessed by the country. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq received a cable of greetings from His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, on the occasion of the 50th National Day of the Renaissance.
In his cable, His Highness Sayyid Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Saeed said, with the blessed 50th anniversary of the glorious National Day and in continuation of the comprehensive Renaissance, during which civilizational and developmental achievements were made in all parts of the Sultanate, he is honored to forward to His Majesty the Sultan, on behalf of himself and on behalf of the esteemed Council of Ministers, the most sincere congratulations and blessings to His Majesty the Sultan, asking Allah the Almighty to perpetuate him for this dear nation, surrounded by His constant care and success, to achieve further progress, growth and prosperity. He added, Oman today is proud of the progress it has achieved in all fields, which are the fruits of 5 decades of achievements that covered all parts of the country, where His Majesty the late Sultan Qaboos bin Said laid the foundations of Oman's Renaissance, and to continue the good march under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haytham, who took the latest developments and kept up with the modern era in the fields of knowledge. Looking ahead to future prospects with an ambitious vision that focuses on supporting economic growth, diversifying sources of income, achieving financial sustainability, accompanied by social protection programs, rationalizing and raising the efficiency of spending, and establishing a high-quality educational and health system to ensure continued construction and for the benefit of successive generations. These efforts will continue their path towards further progress with determination and firmness to meet the challenges of the current stage and the sacrifices and cooperation it requires from all. The Council of Ministers on this good occasion continues to exert more efforts to achieve the desired goals so that Oman continues to enjoy progress and prosperity, praying to Allah the Almighty to repeat this occasion and to preserve His Majesty the Sultan with health and long life.
His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq received a cable of greetings from His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, on the occasion of the 50th National Day of the Renaissance.
In the cable, His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq said, "Our dear country is celebrating the 50th National Day of the Renaissance during these blessed days. This glorious day is celebrated by Oman on the achievements of 50 bright years, proud of a bright present and looking forward to a promising future." On this glorious occasion, His Highness said he is honored along with the courageous armed forces and Firaq forces and all affiliates of the Ministry of Defense to forward to His Majesty the Sultan their utmost greetings and sincere wishes, asking Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty and bestow upon Oman more progress and welfare under His auspicious era. The 18th of November is a solemn immortal national occasion in the souls of Omanis. The celebration of the 50th National Day is the perpetuation of a great civilizational journey and the beginning of a comprehensive renewed renaissance and the establishment of a stage that will bear witness to the wisdom of His Majesty the Sultan and the ability of Omani people to keep pace with the modern civilization and the requirements of the present era and building a promising future characterized by growth and prosperity. For half a century, the country has witnessed steady growth in the various fields of life and on all levels. The armed forces were a bright sign of the last 50 years, honored with His Majesty's generous attention and the virtue of his sublime patronage to them, affirming to continue the march of integrated work in order to achieve prosperity and reassurance of Oman's citizens. As the armed forces and all affiliates of the Ministry of Defense celebrate this day, they renew their loyalty and gratitude, pledging to His Majesty the Sultan to continue steadfastly in preserving the nation's security and gains and taking care of national constants in order to achieve the continuation of the renewed Omani Renaissance under the leadership of His Majesty the Sultan. His Highness concluded his cable by praying, "May Allah the Almighty preserve His Majesty and bestow him with long life, health and happiness, and grant the armed forces strength and victory."
The Board of Directors of the Ministry of Defense Pension Fund held a meeting chaired by His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq bin Taimur Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Ministry of Defense Pension Fund. During the meeting, the report on the accounts of the pension fund and the financial statements for the year 2019 were approved. The performance report for the year 2019 was discussed, and the performance report of the 9 months ending on the 30th of September 2020 for all investments of the Ministry of Defense Pension Fund, as well as reviewed the real estate portfolio of the pension fund, which was approved by the Council. The importance of adhering to the general investment policies also approved by the board. At the end of the meeting, His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed urged the importance of doubling efforts, increasing productivity, and providing best retirement services on the basis of efficiency and effectiveness. Still to come in our news bulletin. With the aim to bridge the gap between academic institutions and industry, the I'dad National Program is inaugurated. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Sultanate, represented by the Ministry of Health, MOH, took part today in the virtual meeting of the 147th session of the Executive Board of World Health Organization, WHO, from Geneva. The Sultanate was represented by Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health and First Deputy Member of the WHO Executive Board, in the presence of Ambassador Idris bin Abdurrahman Al-Khanjari, the Sultanate's permanent representative to the United Nations and international organizations in Geneva. Dr. Fatima bint Mohammed Al-Ajmi, MOH Undersecretary for Administrative, Financial and Planning Affairs, along with a number of MOH senior officials. The virtual meeting highlighted the report of hosted partnerships and the future sessions of the Executive Board and the Health Assembly. The Oman Nursing Association joined the International Council of Nurses. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i.
Nursing Association joins the International Council of Nurses. The International Council of Nurses announced the admission of the Oman Nursing Association into membership.
I would like to congratulate Oman Nursing Associations and all nurses in Oman for being admitted to the International Council of Nurses. This well-known and very important organization, which gather momentum and advocates for nurses worldwide. Being member of this organization had so many advantages for our nurses in Oman, particularly those in the association. This year was declared by WHO to be the year of nurses and midwives. Unfortunately, the event has been hijacked by COVID-19. And here, I would have to repeat my gratitude and thank to all nurses in Oman and worldwide with their colleagues in healthcare profession for looking after these patients and dedicating their effort and time to make a difference. We are very proud of the work our nurses doing in Oman, and I would like to assure all of them that we will continue to empower them and facilitate their educational training.
ICN President Annette Kennedy said, "I'm delighted to welcome the Oman Nursing Association to the ICN family." She said, "We are proud to add Oman Nursing Association to the richness and diversity of our membership, especially during these challenging times when we are advocating for the protection, prioritization, and fair compensation of nurses working at the front lines of healthcare." President of Oman Nursing Association said, "We at Oman Nursing Association and all nurses in Oman are tremendously excited to be admitted to the membership of ICN, the organization which has proved itself as the global platform to gather and empower the global nurse community. Being a member of this leading organization, Oman Nursing Association will put all of its efforts in working towards advancing nursing, nurses, and healthcare for all." He added, while Oman Nursing Association is celebrating this special occasion in this month of November, Oman is also celebrating the 50th renaissance of superb development in various areas, such as the tremendous growth and the improvement of healthcare system in the last 50 years. During the period, several steps have been taken to encourage Omanis to become nurses. Nursing and other health-related education was established in their own governorates, free of charge at the institute and college level, and students have been provided with monthly monetary incentives. Notwithstanding such incentives, work is more or less guaranteed for all students who graduate from the Ministry of Health Institute.
It's an honor for Oman Nursing Association to be a member in the ICN, which is the International Council of Nurses, and it is a federation of 135 nursing associations that represent 27 million nurses worldwide. This council works to advance nursing and nurses for the better healthcare services.
I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of my colleagues nurses across the Sultanate for Oman Nursing Association becoming a member of the International Council of Nursing. This is a wonderful opportunity for nurses to get support in advancing nurses through education.
The International Council of Nurses, ICN, is a federation of more than 130 national nurses associations representing the millions of nurses worldwide. Operated by nurses and leading nursing internationally, ICN works to ensure quality care for all and sound health policies globally.
Oman Nursing Association is looking forward to work hand in hand with International Council of Nurses towards advancing nursing, nurses, and healthcare for all under the wise leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The inauguration of I'dad National Program was celebrated today under the patronage of Her Excellency Dr. Rahma Al-Mahrouqi, the Minister of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. The program aims to bridge the gap between academic institutions and industry through internship programs. More details in the following report.
Keeping in mind the current unemployment rate in the Sultanate and the goals of Oman 2040, I'dad National Program was inaugurated today at the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. I'dad is an education initiative program that aims to narrow the gap between industry and academia, and to establish an internship that lasts for one academic year so students can engage in a longer period of applied learning. I'dad also provides a platform that facilitates and promotes partnerships and intellectual exchange between academia and industry.
It's all about establishing collaboration to help the students prepare for challenges ahead, and obviously ultimately it's about employment. So the focus has been very much on how can we enhance employability, how can we enhance an understanding of opportunities. And it's about securing interns, joining companies like PDO and several others that will join the partnership over time.
The Sultanate's economy is changing rapidly, and with it, the talent, skill sets and experience needed to be part of the growth cycle. The program aims to upskill students with proper communication, behavioral and applied technical skills before graduation, align academic output to industry needs, and enhance students' technical fundamentals and critical thinking skills to expose them to open-ended real-life situations. It is suggested that this will help improve the employability of recent graduates.
I'dad program under the ownership or the umbrella of the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation in collaboration with 5 universities is a very good example of that. It enables students to have a real-life experience, a year-long placement in industry where they can really practice their theoretical skills, and they leave universities with much higher chances of securing reasonable and appropriate skills.
The first batch of this program will include 200 students, with aims to increase it to 800 by the 2022-2023 academic year. During the celebration, a memorandum of understanding was signed with Petroleum Development Oman to sponsor 150 scholarships for students living in concession areas.
The memorandum of understanding between PDO and Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. And this is very important for us to sponsor students from the concessional area to study in different local universities and colleges in different majors. This will upskill their education level and get work opportunities in different industries in Oman.
The I'dad program aims to bridge the gap between industry and academia. Amid the high rate of unemployment in the Sultanate, this comes as a means to mend it. Ahmed Mahmoud Al-Hanai, Muscat.
Series of virtual events in line with the Global Entrepreneurship Week kicked off today under the theme Change Management, which are organized by the National Business Center at the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates Madain in cooperation with the Public Authority for SMEs Development Riyadh. This year's events aim at highlighting several topics of significance to the entrepreneurs, which comprise change management, risk management and profit or project growth and sustainability, taking into consideration the current health and economic crises experienced by the SMEs worldwide. A discussion session was also held on pillars of entrepreneurship. This global event is celebrated by 170 countries worldwide and aims at connecting experts and entrepreneurs from various sectors under one platform to share their ideas and transform innovative ones into reality. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main headlines once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq confers the Royal Order of Commendation Third Class on a number of Omani media personnel. On the occasion of the 50th National Day of the Renaissance, His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq receives cables of greetings from His Highness the Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers and His Highness the Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.